What's next for you?
I'm the mandatory for the WBA world title now. So, what's his name? Roger Gutierrez and Hector Garcia will be fighting August 20th. And most likely I'll be there to address the person I'm going to fight.
First off, this is Gabriel Avila, Round by Round Boxing, Lamont. First off, congrats on a well-earned victory. My question here is, glad you brought that up with Garcia and Gutierrez. Fighting either one of those is obviously, you're the mandatory. That's obviously the next step you want to take is the winner. Does it concern you just knowing how the WBA tends to kind of run around with a lot of mandatories? Is that something that concerns you about maybe ending up having to fight for some type of regional or some type of version of it before getting the crack at the winner?
Well, yeah, I've just been through the ringer with them because I was originally supposed to fight Roger before I fought Rene Alvarado for the title.
Mm-hmm.
They did a belt cleanup, and B-Hop was scheduled to fight Roger, and everybody know what happened with that. So, that was putting me through the WBA shiftiness right there. But they got it right. This is the final eliminator. This one is the final eliminator. We got it on paper, signatures and everything. So shout out to the WBA, and I'll be there next champ.
And how do you see a fight with, I suppose, either one of them, just the way they match up with you and stylistically? Is there a preference that you'd have?
Is there a preference I have? No. Whichever one gets in there is going to get beat up, whether it's Roger or Hector Garcia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cameron Buford, Voice of the Fans. You said you're going to be there to address your next opponent. You want to give an early message for that, whoever that opponent may be?
Yeah, I mean, if they see this, they know what's coming for them. I'll probably be there, like, ringside. So after they win, either I'm going to shake their hand or smack them upside the head, one of them. You never know. Depends on how they take me approaching them.
Or how that fight goes.
Or how that fight goes.
Additional questions? You want one more? Go ahead.
Last question, same subject of those two guys fighting on the 20th. Who do you think will come out on top?
I don't know. Hector Garcia showed that he's a pressure fighter when he fought B-Hop. Roger just beat a pressure fighter in Rene Alvarado. So we'll see. If Roger's boxing on point that night, he might be able to, overcome Garcia for sure. And then he's the champ. So we'll see.
Right on. Thank you so much, Lamont.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lamont.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations on your victory. Everybody clap.
Thank you.
All right, up next we have Alexis Rocha, who also had a victory today. Vacant NABO welterweight title against Luis Ferron. Any questions for Alexis Rocha?
Yep.
Okay.
What's up, guys? What's up, everyone? Thank you, man.
Hey, Alexis. It's Gabriel Avila, Round by Round Boxing.
What's up, brother?
Right on, man. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man.
Right back at it, man. It's good to see. Coming off of that the victory over Cobbs. Here, got to be main event on a huge card here at Staples Center. Tell me about how that feels. You're right down the block, man, Santa Ana.
Oh, man, it's electrifying. When you go out there and you hear your crowd chanting your name and, just cheering for you, it's an amazing feeling. I can't describe it. It's the best feeling ever.
Right on, man. That's great to hear. Now, you had a bit of a tough guy in there. Slippery. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to present himself. Didn't want to exchange. Yeah. Definitely, just wanted to see the final bell. How did you feel in that fight? How did you feel during the fight? And what about it made him so complicated?
I felt good. Felt very good going in the fight. Luis Ferron's a tough guy. I give him credit. He's pretty much my 7th opponent that was offered to me, and he stepped up and took the fight. But it's hard when you fight guys like that don't want to engage and just pretty much on their shell the whole night, and they want to survive.
Right on. Now, moving forward, what do you want next?
I want big names. I'm climbing up that ladder. You know, I got this little WBA, the NABL belt, but I want more. I want the world title. I want bigger names.
I know Virgil Ortiz is there. Is that a fight, an in-house fight? Seems like it would be something that'd be easy to make. Is that something you'd want to see after the McKinnison fight?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's an easy fight to make. Definitely in the future, our paths will cross. You know, my respects to him. You know, he's a game opponent. He's a game fighter, and I'm a game fighter too.
Right on, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Alexis, just one quick question. No one likes to lose, but do you believe that loss to Blair Cobbs was like a blessing now where you're at now? Oh, sorry, my bad. The rematch,
Yeah.
my bad. I'm sorry. But I mean, even against Rashidi Ellis, my bad. That's my fault.
Yeah.
So the loss against Rashidi Ellis to now, do you feel that that blessing really focused you more, gave you that more motivation to where you're at now in your career?
100%. I feel like I've gained more confidence by losing. I don't know if that makes sense, but once you lose, you pretty much get all this pressure off you. And that's exactly what happened to me. I put all the pressure off me, and I just didn't put any pressure to go in that ring and have fun. And I felt like that's what I did that fight. Just put pressure on myself, and it led to a downfall.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Alexis.
What's up,
Frank
brother?
Michael Smith here with Juice Productions. You dominated tonight. You look so poised.
Thank you.
What about your training helps you keep that poise?
What was that?
What about your training helps you keep that poise? You dominated tonight. You look so calm doing it.
My training camp, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Training camp's always good. It's always great. You know, work on the good and the bad. You know, got to work on defense. You got to work on your head movement, everything you can lack, anything you do good. You just got to keep involving as a fighter. And I feel like that's what I'm doing, involving as a fighter as I'm at each separate fight.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro. This is honestly pretty cool. I've never done one of these, so thank you guys. And then thank you. Join every minute of it.
Hey, Alexis.
What's up, man?
Jeff Zimmerman, FightNews.com. Great fight tonight.
Thank you.
It looked like in the fourth or fifth round, you really picked up the pace and that you might stop him. You were knocking him from post to post.
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to stop him in that round? And he seemed to lean over a couple times.
Yeah, I believe it was one of those rounds where I really hurt him to the body that he wasn't engaging at all. And that was a little bit of my fault, taking that foot off my pedal for a little bit. I should have followed up the next round. But no excuses. I messed up my hand tonight. And, you know, no excuses. You know, Verone is a tough fighter, as tough as they come.
All right, thanks, man.
No, thank you.
Yes, right up.
Mohammed Mubarak with the Electronic Urban Report over here to your left.
What's up, man?
Great performance you put on tonight.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you think that you could have done more than what you've done tonight?
I think follow up more. Using my jab, not really to throw it out there to just hit him hard. I think using it more as a range fighter, as a range to find my range and shooting that left. You know, just pickpocketing him with that left hand. I feel like I was loading up too much on my left hand.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this performance?
Honestly, I'm very critical of myself. I'll rate about a 6 or 7.
Very good.
I'm very critical of myself. I'm my biggest critic.
Very good. Keep up the good work.
No, thank you. I'm doing all right?
Alexis over here. Seems like you're enjoying this moment.
Yeah.
Did you hear the loud reaction and pop you got when you walked into the arena?
Heck yeah, I heard that, man. It's my coach is always telling me just enjoy the moment. You know, walk very slow, and that's what I did. Just soaked it all in.
What was that feeling like? You became the de facto headliner because Virgil Ortiz had to pull out of his last fight.
Yeah.
You became the headliner. It was a great showcase opportunity for you. Do you think that was the big break you were looking for in your career?
Yeah, I believe I rose to the occasion to put on a performance, you know, to win and to get a knockout. And I think that's what I did. Now my career is progressing. You know, I just want to thank Golden Boy, Robert Diaz, for everything they do for me. You know, this is my time.
How would you assess your overall performance? You said you were you're critical of yourself. What do you think you could have done better?
I lead more lefts instead of loading up with one punch. I should have followed up with more body shots downstairs, and I could have got him out easier, honestly, or could have been the first one to get him out. But he said I'm very critical of myself, and he's a slippery opponent, like you guys mentioned.
Gotcha. And did you feel like he was in survival mode where you just had to really press the issue on him?
Those are the hardest guys to fight because when a fighter's really there on their show and not engaging too much, that's the hardest fighters to fight because they just try to survive. They don't even try to engage. Thank you.
And then I gave a lovely round. I had one more question for you, man. I'm
brother.
glad you brought it up earlier. They asked you about, how the training camp went and stuff like that. When we last spoke after the Cobbs victory, I remember you telling me the difference that you felt in training camp was less hard rounds of sparring and just more focus on, game plan, technique, things like that. Is that something you kept going into this camp?
Yeah, exactly. Sparring's hard as it is, and when you're going 10, 12 rounds, you don't want to just put that wear and tear. Sometimes you got to take a little break off sparring. I always say that's like the rough draft to the final draft, which obviously the fight's the final draft, but the rough draft, is sparring. Whatever you show in sparring is what you're going to do in the ring. But aside of that, you have to really take it down on your body. You don't want that wear and tear. You don't want those bruises, those injuries.
Got it. Thanks so much, man. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Any additional questions for Alexis? Okay, thank you so much, Alexis, and congratulations on your victory.
I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, now we will have Robert Gaspari, COO of Golden Boy Promotions, come and do a quick statement and take any questions about Golden Boy. Welcome, Robert.
Hi, everybody. This is Hi, everyone. Thank you so much on behalf of Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. What a great night. What a great night. We have the attendance. It's not the official. We're still kind of calculating the final numbers, but it came out to about 11,288 tonight. It was a great audience, a great group. I want to tell everybody a quick story before Ryan gets here, and he'll share it too. So last night we were doing the rehearsals, and Ryan was here at the Crypto.com arena, and he went into the ring, and he's doing a little shadow boxing in the ring, and then he goes, boom, knockout. I go, Ryan, is that where you're going to knock him out tomorrow night? And Ryan goes, yes, right here. So at the end of the fight, walked by me, and he goes, I told you I'd do it. Right there in that spot. So, Ryan has it. He really, he has what it takes. And Golden Boy, we're really pleased with and happy with the performance and everything they did. So you don't want to hear too much from me. You want to hear from Ryan. But I'll take any questions I can't answer.
Great evening of boxing. What are the challenges of putting together a Davis fight and Garcia fight?
Well, the challenges we face is, getting the right venue. When we have the opponent, we really have to look at where, somebody with Ryan's stature, where he is. We kind of have each time we have to kind of make it bigger and better. And where else to do it here is in Crypto.com, former the Staples Center where the Lakers play. It's LA. Ryan's from Victorville. I mean, this whole arena, we put on some great fights. I look in the back, there was the fights we did here, Golden Boy, when we did Mayorga and Mosley. We have Oscar's great fights here. Oscar has his statue up there. So, this is an iconic venue. And having somebody like Ryan Garcia come in here, this is him. This is his home, L.A. He loves fighting in this town. So we look to do bigger and better places. But this, I want to say again, thank you to everybody at Crypto.com Arena, Lee Zeidman, his people. I mean, without these guys, supporting us and bringing this together, our sponsors, Hennessy, Bet Online, there's a bunch, but without these sponsors, we can't put on these big fights. So hope I answered the question.
He looked very well at 140. You want to keep him at 140?
That has. We have to go back and see. There's a lot of great fights at 140. That's kind of a question where they have to come back with Ryan with Oscar, our matchmaker, Robert Diaz, Eric Gomez, our president, and they're going to see the best fights for Ryan, and he's on that verge of becoming the superstar. He is. So we just want to get those big fights. He's talked about Tank Davis. We'd love to get that fight happening. So we're here as Golden Boy Promotions. We put on the biggest and best fights. So we're up for anything.
Cameron Buford here, voice of the fans, right straight ahead. You just mentioned the Tank Davis fight, and Ryan, after the fight, Ryan was emphatic in stating that he wanted to fight Tank next. Are you, as a promoter, just as excited to line that fight up for him?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the fight that everybody wants. Everybody wants to see that fight.
Ryan is up next.
We all have to come together as promoters and do what's right for the fans. And if it's the networks, if it's, you can't have one network saying, no, we have to be exclusive. We're on DAZN, and DAZN has been really great with the Golden Boy. So whatever other promoter we work with, Tank's promoter, and network, DAZN has to be involved in that fight. So hopefully, and they have done it already with other promoters, with other networks. So why not share it? So it's easy.
I know it's early, but what's a time determination about that fight? What's the time schedule?
It would be at the end of the year. I just don't know exactly what month it would be. It would have to, go to a lot of calendars and see what's available, the dates are available. But, that's going to be a mega fight. And, that's going to have, we have to find a big enough location for that. But I wouldn't mind taking it back here. But that's something we have to discuss internally.
You want to?
So Ryan is a prolific content creator in addition to a super talented boxer. How much does that aid in the promotion of a fight like this? And how do you see that going in future fights? Is he setting a trend here?
Ryan, everybody knows with his social media, he has over 9 million followers, and he's a master at it. He is so good. He develops his own content. He knows he's really good with the public. He knows what sells. He knows his brand. So he is really, really good. It helps us with the promotion. Ryan, behind any promotion, it's going to be, people have to look at that, or any other promoter, is that we bring so much to the table with Ryan and his social media, and, with all his other endorsements. I mean, there's only a certain amount of arena fighters. You have Canelo, you have, I think Ryan Garcia too. He's getting there. He's not to the level of Canelo, but he fills houses, and he puts butts in seats. So he is, with him back in the fight, it's just going to be amazing. So anything he does, thank you. Okay, we're just waiting for Ryan.
Any additional questions for Robert Gaspari? No? All right.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Okay, hold on.
One more.
Robert, how you doing? Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com. Do you expect that Ryan has now said, he said it in the ring, that he's not going to fight at 135 pounds anymore, that he's going to fight strictly at 140. Do you expect that to be a potential obstacle to making the Tank Davis fight, even though Davis has fought at 140 once?
I don't think so. Listen, and they're going to have to come together on the weights. They're going to have to so many moving parts with this. I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people were waiting for tonight's fight, for tonight's results. I'm sure Tank was watching, and everybody else they wanted to see. I think Ryan made a statement tonight. So I think it's just going to be, we'll see. I mean, I really just can't comment more on the weights and so forth. It's, I'm the COO. I handle operations, and I get the venues and put the networks together. But when it comes to the putting all of the fights together, that's more of an Oscar, Eric, Robert Diaz, and so forth. So.
Hey, Robert, Gabriel Avila, Round by Round Boxing. I've got a sort of different kind of question. Just Golden Boy was very crucial, had a big potential hand a couple years back in setting up programs like LA Fight Club to kind of show off and host prospects and new talent as they were coming up in the ranks. And is that something that Golden Boy is potentially bringing back, sort of setting something up like that just to be on a regular basis, get a lot more activity going and things like that for prospects and up-and-coming fighters?
Yes, absolutely. We are doing a series with DAZN. It's a Thursday night fight series. We're doing it out. It's Golden Boy on DAZN Fight Night. It's Thursday nights. Our next fight is at Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio. I believe that is the 28th. So that's Fantasy Springs has been a great partner. Once we get additional dates from DAZN, we will start again with the Belasco series, and we'll absolutely, we're going to do as many, dates as we can. And we have a lot of great fighters, and we have a lot of great talent coming up. So we're just looking for, to put them on these shows. So.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Oh, Manuk.
Hey, so earlier this week, Steven Espinoza said that, he only sees one network for a potential Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight. Considering the history of both sides, how realistic do you think a fight is, considering the business has to make sense as well?
It's very realistic. I like Steven Espinoza. He used to work for Golden Boy. So, we've known him for a long time. He's anything could happen. I mean, I hope everybody here writes about it, do the fight, but there's no way we're going to just do it without DAZN involvement. I mean, DAZN's been with us. DAZN helped us build Ryan. How would it be if, you just take him away and, to do an exclusive with Showtime? I mean, Showtime has done split broadcasts, so there's absolutely no reason why, they shouldn't do it this time. It doesn't make sense, and and it's not going to happen. It's going to happen with DAZN involved.
Absolutely. And just in regard to one of your other fighters, it was reported today that Siniesa Estrada is no longer with Golden Boy. What essentially led to that split, and what did you try to actually make it? What steps did you guys try to make and actually make it happen?
Siniesa is a great fighter. She proved herself. She's been with Golden Boy a long time. We gave her a platform. We built her up. Golden Boy provided her with, the blueprint like we always do with the fighters that we bring up. And then what happens is, at the end of the day, I don't know if it's numbers or whatever, it's, we can do so much. As a promoter, a lot of times they look at us as the, why can't we do more or whatever. There's a great deal of money that's involved that we do to put these shows on. And, it's, you build these people up, fighters up from a 4-round to a 6-round to a 10-round to a championship. And so I can't comment on the details of it. I know there's some stuff that's still fluid. We wish Siniesa the best. She's a wonderful person. I'm sure she'll do good wherever she goes. But, there's not too much more I can say about Siniesa, though. I wish her luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Robert.
Okay.
I believe Ryan is almost here. Give him about 5 more minutes to get ready to come out and talk to you.
Thanks, everybody. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, we heard it right there. That guy is the COO, Chief Operating Officer for Golden Boy Promotions. And he acknowledged that his job is, you know, the networks, venues, and, you know, that sort of thing. And he acknowledged Steven Espinoza's comments about basically if the fight happens, you know, somewhere along the lines that, you know, Steven Espinoza was pretty much saying it has to only be on Showtime, to where this guy comes on and he says that, well, you know, the Zone has built up Ryan Garcia and yada, yada, yada. Showtime has done joint ventures and broadcasts with other networks. The Zone is no different. So basically he's saying, you know, that the Zone is going to have to be involved in some type of way. And Steven Espinoza, the head of Showtime Sports, is saying that, nah, you know, it's no need for them to be involved. And even acknowledging that Ryan Garcia is not signed to the Zone, but to Golden Boy. So if I'm being honest, you know, that kind of deflated me thinking that the fight's going to happen. But who knows? You know, Oscar De La Hoya saying he's going to force, you know, to make the fight happen earlier this week. You know, even kind of, you know, said that Al Heyman was stopping the fights. Ryan Garcia is saying that the fight has to happen at 140. He has no business telling Tank Davis when the fight's going to happen. You know, so there is some stumbling blocks there for the fight to happen. But if it's safe to say, the fight's going to happen, unfortunately, and it's, you know, no matter whose side is wrong or right, unfortunately, how boxing works is it's likely going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen on Showtime. Come on, guys. You know? So we're waiting for Ryan Garcia to show up. I apologize for burping right there. My bad. I just ate a piece of chicken. We're waiting for Ryan Garcia to show up. If you don't know, Ryan Garcia got a 6-round stoppage against Javier Fortuna after dropping him 3 times. Let's turn it up and hear what Ryan Garcia has to say. This is live real time. Thanks for watching.
Keith, please ask your question.
Ryan, over here. The other way. The other way. Over here. How you doing? Keith Idek from BoxingScene.com. Congratulations on your win. You mentioned in the ring that you're done entirely with 135 pounds. Do you think that do you think that Tank will want to fight? I know he's fought at 140 once. Do you think that's a potential obstacle toward making the fight if you have to have it at 140?
No, I think he'll be more comfortable at 140. He's had problems making weight in the past, so any jump in weight probably will help him, if anything.
Okay, thanks.
Manuk?
Ryan over here. You mentioned that you're going to be transparent in the negotiations of this fight several times leading up to this promotion. Your purse was reported as $2 million for this fight. What is the number you're looking for as far as cracking that nut to fight Davis?
I'm not looking for a number in particular. I'm sure it'll be a lot of money. I'm just looking to make the fight happen.
He said, see you guys at the end of the year, kind of a cryptic tweet right after the fight. Do you think he's warming up to the idea just as much, kind of like Spence and Crawford did, kind of you guys finally realizing this is the fight to make?
I just can't believe, I just don't like that he just doesn't make things clear. You know, if he says see you in December, make things a little bit clearer. Ryan, let's get it on. I mean, I feel like I'm very transparent in the way I talk. I call him out not because I'm thirsty. I call him out because that's generally what I want to do. So we'll figure it out with the teams and we'll make it happen. I want to do this for the people, and I know everybody wants this fight to happen. So I'll be putting my whole heart to try to make this fight.
Joseph Hammond, Round by Round Boxing. Congratulations on your big win tonight. If the Tank fight can't be made next because of the politics of boxing, would you say at 140 there may be some titles that open up with Josh Taylor moving up? What would be the next best thing for you if the Tank fight doesn't have a next because of politics, not because of your best efforts?
So you said hypothetically, if that fight for some reason doesn't happen, which I don't see that happening, but if it doesn't happen, then I want to fight Teofimo Lopez at 140.
Okay. Miguel?
Hey, Ryan. First of all, man, congrats on the victory. How satisfying was this victory? You predicted that you would get the knockout. We thought he would give you a run for your money. And what are you going to do on your end to make the fights with either Teofimo or Tank?
I mean, do things how you're supposed to do them. Just contact with your team, make sure that they let them know that we want to fight, and then they send an offer or we send an offer, and then we figure it out. I can't really I can't really explain it perfectly because that's something that Lupe or Golden Boy would have to try to work out.
Hey,
what are you doing, man? Why are you wearing denim?
Listen, welcome. Why are you wearing denim?
I'm just kidding. He always wears denim every day.
Hey, Ryan, congratulations on your win tonight. You're emphatic about wanting Tank, about wanting to get Tank in the ring. What is it about Tank Davis that you feel you can take advantage of when you guys meet, when you guys do meet in the ring, whether it's the end of this year or early next year?
I think it's not so much about Tank. It's just about the people. The people want me to fight Tank. It's not so much. It could have been Devin Haney if the people wanted Devin Haney. You know, these people stayed out, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour after my fight, and they're screaming, "We want Tank." I told everybody. I walk around any place. Doesn't matter if it's Texas. Doesn't matter if it's New York. Doesn't matter if I'm in a different country. They just say, "We want Tank." So I'm gonna give the people what they want, or I'm gonna try to. And what can I take advantage of him? I mean, I know that I have more speed than him. I know that I'm taller, and I know that I'm bigger. But we'll have to see when we get in there. It doesn't really matter about how he fought or how I fought this fight. I've learned that once you get in there, the fight starts unfolding for itself. And I'll figure it out when I'm in there. Of course. I have history with Devin Haney. I know what could get him. I know that he's a good fighter too. All these guys are great fighters. I just feel like I have something in me that can elevate me, surpass them, because I honestly feel like
Who you are?
it's just who I am. Yeah, it's just who I am. I'm different in a way, and I will beat these guys. I will do everything in my power to beat them and still show love to them. I just know I could beat them competitively. I know I could beat them.
Hey Ryan, Frank Michael Smith here from Juice Productions. Congrats on the W tonight. There's no doubt you have been transparent. In addition to being an excellent boxer and a great knockout tonight, you're an excellent content creator. If you had to title the knockout tonight on your social media, what would you put?
I got that knockout in Dior.
Let's
wearing
go.
all Dior. Got that W in Dior.
That snakeskin.
I dropped them. I dropped them in drip. I dropped them in that Dior drip. I'm probably gonna caption that tomorrow.
You got options.
I do. Many options. I'm gonna have to go in the lab and think about what's the best way to put it.
Stay tuned.
I'm posting tomorrow. It's too late now. It's gotta be strategy, man.
Yeah. Ryan, the moment that you step on the ring, you were completely focused. You knew what were you doing. You just attack and you were focused. And as soon as you end up the fight, you had a message, which was about the mental health and everything. But you knew exactly what were you doing on the ring tonight. The moment that you stepped, you were like that tiger that you said.
Lion. But
The
yes,
lion. I'm
yeah.
sorry. The lion that you said you were. What were you thinking tonight? Because you were like that fighter tonight.
I've been trying to walk in truth for these past 2 months. Going through my mental health issues really taught me to not rely on my feelings, to rely on the truth. So this whole time I just really was walking in faith, walking in truth, not trusting my feelings, trusting how great I am as a fighter, and I believed it. And I just kept on telling myself, in the ring, what's the best option here? What can I hit him with? What is he doing? And then I kept, kind of, having that in my mind the whole time. But it's a testimony to people that are going through something that, these things that happen to you sometimes where you quite don't understand, they're really your spirit telling you, something's going on. And it really shows you who you really are. And internally, what you may need to work on, And something outside your life or inside yourself is causing you to feel these ways. And, God showed me definitely the truth and everything. And now I just walk in that. I trust the truth. And I thank God for all the wisdom and strength he gives me, and I walk in that in everything I do now. And I feel stronger as a person.
Mohammed Mubarak with the Electronic Urban Report. Congratulations on a great performance tonight. Is there anything that you think that you could have done more to make it even a greater fight?
I don't know. I don't think there was anything. I think the one thing I fixed was not rushing in, even when I had him hurt. And that's something I've been working on. It's something that I've been trusting. I'm going to get him later on. You know, he's getting broken down. I can see it in his face. But you get, again, a hurt fighter is like a what do you call like a hurt animal in the wild. They're going to strike the hardest when they're hurt. So I kept on paying attention to that. A wounded animal is coming to, you know, they have to fend for their life. So I noticed every time I stepped to him when I thought he was hurt, he'd shoot a big overhand. Like he tried to hit me with Luke Campbell's shot every time. I mean, it's like, try something new. Yeah, I just kept my hand up. But that was the thing. I felt like I did everything that I wanted to come in. And I told everybody, if I could show my skills and get a knockout and show the fighter I truly am, I will be happy. And I'm super happy.
For sure.
Nah, not you.
Not you. Steve Cordeiro, KOR Sports. Congratulations, man. Great performance. I see on your hand, one of your knuckles maybe a little kind of skin coming off. The other one looks a little.
No, I put liquid Band-Aid on it because I had little cuts from training.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, is the hands fine? Everything's good?
Yeah, everything's great.
Did you hurt your hands just because you landed a lot of shots on them?
No, man, sparring, man. I'm telling you, I was piecing people up, but my hands never had problems. My hands were great the whole fight. Everything was sharp. Like I didn't feel forced on anything. I just felt in tune. You know, I was on top of everything he did. Any move he made, I had an answer for it. Yeah, and that's how I fight. I have really good reflexes, and I fought exactly how I know I could fight. To me, it was a beautiful performance. I can't tell the difference yet. You know, to me, 5 pounds is not that much. I still had to cut weight, and I hated every second of it. So it didn't matter if it was 140 or 135.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Next, we have Francisco.
Ryan, congratulations. Francisco Salazar, Rain TV and Boxing Scene. You want the fight against Tank Davis. We saw where with Munguia and Charlo that didn't happen. But how confident, 1 to 10, that you feel that will happen? That will happen later this year against Tank Davis.
No, I'm just going to leave it up to my team to figure that part out. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm just going to be out here to try to give the people what they want. And my team will figure that out. I don't know. He has to do it. But I know that Lupe has a great relationship with Al Heyman and everybody. So, you know, we'll figure it out.
Okay, this is the last question.
Let's stay positive
Zimmerman?
about that. We'll figure it out. That's what the people want. We'll figure out a way to do it.
Hey, Ryan, Jeff Zimmerman, FightNews.com. Time to come back to Texas, man.
Oh, yeah, man. I love Texas. I want to move over there.
I know.
Texas loves Ryan, too.
Yeah, I love Texas.
Hey, this was your second. I know you had a relationship with Joe in the past, but this was your second fight with him. How much better did you feel coming into this fight with Joe? And do you know, are you working on new things in camp and, you know, just overall?
I think we had a better structure in LA. I think that we trained better this time around. We were more focused. Everything was done with purpose. We worked together perfectly, and we figured the little things out, like the rapping, and we had little things that were like kind of like we had to still figure out. I mean, you can't figure out anything in like what did we have last time?
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can say anything you want.
Hello? It's working. Look, when you train Ryan, you don't train Ryan. You train with Ryan because Ryan has the mentality of a coach. He's as smart as a coach. He sometimes says things and figures things out that I've never heard a fighter figure out before. So when you say Ryan and Joe, look, I got to tell you, Ryan stands alone in my life training guys, and I've done it over the decades. You guys know that. He stands alone as one of the most unique individuals I've ever coached or coached with, because he is a coach as well as a great fighter and a great talent, a great personality. He's a wonderful young man. He's years beyond his age in thinking. His father and mother did a great job with him. I love Ryan. He's a loving person. And I think those things have to be said about him, because, you know, you could easily overlook stuff like that, but I don't. He's a unique individual like nobody I've ever met in this game. And so I want to give him a lot of the credit. So when people say, oh, coaching with Joe, I go, not really. Ryan is kind of like, he's a co-coach, you know?
The thing I love about Joe is if I ever was afraid of anything during this camp, I could call him up and he'll help me try to find a truthful answer for it. Trust me, I went through a lot of things this camp. One of the hardest things this camp was the passing of my grandma. You know, she died during this camp, and you know, one of those days I said, I don't know what happened. I don't feel the same. And you know, he really told me, he was like, you're grieving, and I was so focused that I just didn't understand why I wasn't moving. And he helped me, you know, try to, you know, uplift me, you know, bring me back. I also ended up getting a tattoo for no reason 2 weeks before the fight.
That was really scary.
It gets infected, and I'm like, oh well, this sucks. But with the grace of God, I figured out a way to heal it quick.
Well, Ryan's a perfectionist.
Yeah, and little things, you know, I had to go through. But Joe, I could rely on him to help me find any answer that I need to, and he's just a great coach, a great mentor, and I feel like I have 4 dads. You know, my whole camp has great men around me that just tell me the truth. So, thank you, Joe, for everything you do, and. Yeah, man, it was good.
You're the best. You're the best.
Well, thank you, Ryan,
thank
so
you
much
guys.
for your time.
Thank you.
So, I want to play some questions from the COO of Golden Boy, this guy right here. Basically, his job is to work out the network deals and venues and, you know, like broadcasters, all that jazz. But I want you to listen to what he says about Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I do have some faith that the fight will happen, but it seems as though, kind of like with Munguia versus Charlo, but on obviously a bigger scale, that Golden Boy and the Zone, like Golden Boy, like doesn't want to do a deal with PBC to put on a Tank Davis fight without the Zone being involved and it being a joint broadcast. Like, how would that work? For example, does it make sense to you to watch the fight on the Zone, where when they do pay-per-views, you pay 21 something like that a month if you're doing month to month? But you get the pay-per-views for $60 like they're going to do with Canelo versus Golovkin. But if you don't have a DAZN subscription and you buy through your cable provider, which is going to be broadcast by DAZN, it's going to be $79.99. Showtime pay-per-views, in particularly Tank Davis fights, are they $74.99 or $79.99? I don't remember. I believe they're $79.99. So how does that look to pay for two broadcasters? Now think about it. They both have different ways that they do things. Where if you buy through the Zone, they have their own broadcasting team. If you buy through Showtime, they have their own broadcasting team. Is this the type of fight where they come together like Fury, Wilder versus Fury 1, 2, and 3, or in particular like 2, where they bring the PBC Showtime team and the ESPN team together? This is not that type of fight. And I believe that some political broadcaster mumbo jumbo bullshit that fans don't care about is really what's going to stop the fight, like it has many, many times. And almost like we barely got Mayweather Pacquiao. Les Moonves of CBS, if you don't know the story, go look it up. We barely got it. So let's listen to what he had to say. Now, this is the guy that's supposed to be in charge of putting everything together on a broadcaster, but let's listen in. Oh, by the way, my personal theory. Oh, and take your time out. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me all night. I've been covering this shit out, this fight, for the last 3 hours or so. Please take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Down below is some links for you. One link is the link to my social media platforms on Linktree, which is my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook group, website, etc., etc. Then you have a link to the WBC app, powered by the Vive network for Roku, Android, and Apple. And then you have my website, FightView360.com, which has our rankings in it that are updated monthly in accordance to the sanctioning bodies, WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO. We stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Sometimes there may be a stream on Sundays or Mondays. And then after big fights, we stream during the main events and then do a post-fight show like we're doing now, which includes the post-fight press conference. So, all right, but let's go listen to this real quick. Now, this is important. I'm not just playing this for no bullshit. Like, pay attention to what he says here. Like, for real, and you make your own conclusions.
Next fight is at Fantasy Springs Casino in
Hey, so earlier this week, Steven Espinoza said that, he only sees one network for a potential Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight.
Now listen to this.
Considering the history of both sides, how realistic do you think a fight is? Hey, so earlier this week, Steven Espinoza said that, he only sees one network for a potential Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight. Considering the history of both sides, how realistic do you think a fight is, considering the business has to make sense as well?
It's very realistic. I like Steven Espinoza. He used to work for Golden Boy. So, we've known him for a long time. He's anything can happen.
For the super chat, Trey.
I hope everybody here writes about it, do the fight, but there's no way we're going to just do it without DAZN involvement. I mean, DAZN's been with us. DAZN helped us build Ryan. How would it be if, you just take him away and, to do an exclusive with Showtime? I mean, Showtime has done split broadcasts, so there's absolutely no reason why, they shouldn't do it this time. It doesn't make sense, and it's not going to happen. It's going to happen with DAZN involved.
Absolutely. And just in regard to one of your other fighters, it was reported today that Siniesa Estrada is no longer with Golden Boy.
So right there, does that give you any faith, that the fight would happen? With him saying something like that, that's no matter what, the zone has to be involved. I don't know, man. And then with the way Ryan Garcia has been talking, as if he's kind of calling the shots. For example, Tank Davis fought. In fact, let's go look at his resume a little bit. Ugh. Yeah, Tank Davis has fought at 140 pounds, 27-0 with 25 KOs, 27 years old. Last fight, grudge match against Rolly Romero, in which, as you can see, it was a pretty close fight going into the knockout. Isaac Cruz, a lot of people felt, not me, that Tank Davis lost that fight. I thought that Tank Davis won. A close fight, 115, 113, 116, 112, even was cool with me. Mario Barrios, he really, needed to really pick up the pace, especially with that open scoring. It was open scoring, wasn't it? I believe it was. This was at 140 pounds, but Mario Barrios was the weakest link at 140 pounds of the top guys. That's no secret. And he was coming off of a fight against Bakhtir Akhmedov, who just so happens is fighting for a vacant belt. But Bakhtir Akhmedov, I thought, had beat Mario Barrios, and he had broke his jaw. Leo Santa Cruz, well, a lot of people, predicted how that fight would go. I predicted it wrong. Leo Santa Cruz got put to bed, had a nice, peaceful-looking slumber, And then Yorkis Gamboa had 1 foot, 1 shoe. But what we've seen from Tank Davis is that he can adjust. He is a really high boxing IQ. And a lot of people, I feel, or his naysayers don't really give him credit for that. Like, he really watches the sport. You know, like even the smaller weight divisions, like he's no slouch. Like when it comes to in-ring boxing IQ, like Duke and box. That's why I would pick, and I've said it before, even though Ryan Garcia has grown on me, this is my personal opinion. I wanted to see how he would do against Fortuna, whether you think Fortuna's washed up or not. By the way, Javier Fortuna, let me go show this clip real quick, was stopped in round number 6. He was put down in round number 4 by a body shot, left hook to the body. Body was just, you know, crazy exposed. Second knockdown came in round number 5, where he was hit with a left hook, kind of was squinting a little bit, put down, and then the stoppage right here, where he was hit with a 3-piece combination at the beginning of round number. I gotta be careful because the zone, they be ODing, man. And they really don't like you showing their fucking highlights, even though it's legal.
But guess what? People want to throw, and he caught him with a left hook again.
That's how he got knocked out. But I believe that, you know, 60-40, Tofungus. 60-40, you know, in favor of Tank? Or would you do 55-45? Here, you know what? Since you guys are here, and it's going to give me a chance to play this other Ryan Garcia clip for you guys. If you didn't get to see the end of the Zone broadcast, he did an interview with the Zone team, basically talking about the details of the fight. And he kind of changed his tune in the post-fight press conference, basically like, I'm going to leave it up to my team. It's like, bro, talk that shit you was talking about making the fight, you know, and being transparent about everything. You know, it is up to the fighters to force the fights. And he said that before, that he's his own boss, and that if he wants to fight, fighters can make the fights. So I'm sorry what this guy's saying right here, and I'm going to let this play a little bit for you again before we go back. And while I'm looking up this clip right here for you, and doggone it, I done forgot what clip I was looking up. Oh, no, I was doing a poll in the chat for you guys on how you feel if Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis is going to happen. Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, is it happening? Okay, I'm going to put yes, no, I'm going to put I don't give a fuck as 1, and I'm going to put hopeful but weary. Okay. Let me know how you guys feel about that poll, and then I'm going to read it in about 5 minutes as I'm looking up this Ryan Garcia clip for you. Let's go listen to this guy.
You know, he only sees one network for a potential
Springs Casino in Indio operations, and I get the venues and put the networks together. But
now this is important. What he's about to say. Thanks to Hampton, the best in boxing. Thank, bro. But listen to this. Once again, this is the COO of Golden Boy. He's responsible for the network deals, broadcasters, and venues and things like that. So his word kind of holds some weight. But listen in.
Davis has fought at 140 once.
I don't think so. Thank you for coming.
Okay, hold on.
One more.
Robert, how you doing? Keith Heidig from BoxingScene.com. Do you expect that Ryan has now said, he said it in the ring, that he's not going to fight at 135 pounds anymore, that he's going to fight strictly at 140. Do you expect that to be a potential obstacle to making the Tank Davis fight, even though Davis has fought at 140 once?
I don't think so. Listen, and they're going to have to come together on the weights. They're going to have so many moving parts with this. I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people were waiting for tonight's fight, for tonight's results. I'm sure Tank was watching, and everybody else they wanted to see. I think Ryan made a statement tonight. So I think it's just going to be, we'll see. I mean, I really just can't comment more on the weights and so forth. It's I'm the COO. I handle operations, and I get the venues and put the networks together. But when it comes to the putting all of the fights together, that's more of an Oscar, Eric, Robert Diaz, and so forth.
So basically, he's the money broadcaster guy. But listen in. He's going to go a little bit deeper.
Hey, Robert, Gabriel Avila, Round by Round Boxing. I've got a sort of different kind of question. Just Golden Boy was very crucial, had a big potential hand a couple years back in setting up programs.
Dates as we can. Anything could happen. I mean, I hope everybody here writes about it.
It is considering the Ryan Garcia.
Any other questions? Oh, Manuk.
Hey, so earlier this week, Steven Espinoza said that, he only sees one network for a potential Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight. Considering the history of both sides, how realistic do you think a fight is, considering the business has to make sense as well?
It's very realistic. I like Steven Espinoza. He used to work for Golden Boy. So, we've known him for a long time. He's anything could happen. I mean, I hope everybody here writes about it, do the fight, but there's no way we're going to just do it without DAZN involvement. I mean, DAZN's been with us. DAZN helped us build Ryan. How would it be if, you just take him away and, to do an exclusive with Showtime? I mean, Showtime has done split broadcasts, so there's absolutely no reason why, they shouldn't do it this time. It doesn't make sense, and it's not going to happen. It's going to happen with DAZN involved.
Absolutely. And just in regard to one of your other fighters, it was reported today that...
So yeah, that's some pretty damning shit right there. And in what capacity does DAZN have to be involved? Let's go listen to what Ryan Garcia had to say. In this clip, for those who didn't see it, that was on the DAZN broadcast after the fight. Let me turn it up.
40. I'm gonna fight Tank Davis if he wants it.
Fight comes, would you drop their fight? Obviously, Gervonta can go up to 140. We've seen him do that before. Is it complete no-no at 135, or if the right fight comes, would you drop the extra 5 pounds to go back down there?
No, I'm never going back down to 135. I'm gonna stay at 140. I'm gonna fight Tank Davis if he wants it at 140, and if he doesn't, then I'll go fight some 140 pounders. But he's gonna want to do it. There's too many people that are gonna be, there's gonna be riots if he don't want to do it. So I know that I'm committed to it. And I told everybody that's my heart. That's where my heart's positioned, and I'm not going to waver for nobody. And I went to his fight to tell him, let's get it. He told me himself, I'm next. So let's get our people together. Let's make the fight happen. I have no ego. I just want to get it on and show the people that I'm way better than you, and I'm gonna whoop your ass and make it look easy.
This fight was contracted at 135 originally, yes. Correct? And then so did this speed up the process of you moving to 140? Yes. Has this been a plan for a while?
100%. No, it hasn't been a plan, but it's just how things played out. It's how things played out because he couldn't make 135. And I was like, what? All right, whatever. I didn't want to cancel the fight.
Yeah, of course.
So I said, let's do 140. Yeah. Because I'm big, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm little. So we did it, and I'm like, well, I'm way comfortable here. There's really no need to go back down to 135. Let's get the big fights going. I'm sure Devin can't make 135 either. Let's be honest. That dude is big too. That's no little guy either. No, none of us are going to be at 135. Let's be real. None of us are going to be at 135.
That's
140, 147.
I said you were being you're being the trendsetter by being the first. Nobody wants to be the first to lead the weight class. Because everybody's going to say you're running.
Yeah.
No, I'm not running. Just come on.
I think we saw on tonight's performance, he isn't running. He isn't running. Finally, look, we all want Gervonta Davis. I think everyone wants to see Gervonta Davis next. If not, we saw a host of names at 140. Josh Taylor, Teofimo Lopez.
That's who I fight.
You just want the tough ones. He wants Gervonta or Teofimo.
Boom, boom. We're not here to play around.
We're not playing around anymore.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak for you.
No.
You know me well, then. You know me well, because I was going to say the same thing. I'm not here to lolly-da. You know what I mean? I'm not here to play games. I'm here to really just beat the guys I want to beat. I know I could beat these guys. I see it in my head. I know what they could do, and I will beat these guys. I know I will. I could see it. It's just right there. I'll put it together. I have the game plan and run it up on them. That's it.
Finally,
I'm not saying it'll be easy, but I'm saying that if I put in the work and the time, the effort, and I use the wisdom I'm blessed with, I will beat these guys for sure.
Finally, Ryan, look, we're desperate to see you fight and stay busy. You fought Emmanuel Tagoe 3 months ago, a fight now. Can we see you again before the end of the year, do you think?
Yeah. No matter what, I want to fight in December. I said 3 times this year. I'm, committed to be a man of my word. All you have in this life is your words and your balls. So I ain't going to break them for nobody.
You have both of them, sir. Ryan Garcia, fantastic performance.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. From a business standpoint, you do have to understand where the zone is coming from, where they put all this promotion, this guy build them up and been his platform, and they say, like, no, we're not going to let him go to another platform, sell out their shit, possibly lose, then have to come back, and we not get, our beaks wet or, like some type of compensation. So I understand all that. But what compensation, or in what capacity does the zone have to be involved in order for this fight to happen? Because Tank Davis is not going to the zone. And let's be honest, does it make sense for this to be a joint broadcast where it's going to be on the zone and Showtime at the same time where they split the pot? Do they split the broadcasting fees as well? I mean, we don't know. I mean, broadcasting cost, we don't know. But you got two sides now that we've seen. We've heard from Steven Espinoza, the head of Showtime Sports. He's not budging. He wants the fight to be on Showtime. You've heard the COO of Golden Boy, saying, listen, like it's not going to happen without, the zone being involved. But then you have the fighters. And it's no secret that Tank Davis has been, I'm going to say was, because it looks like he's going to stay with maybe the promotions. I always thought he was going to stay. It's unfortunate, that staying with them, in my opinion, I'm allowed to say this, staying with them is just like, they play the politics game real heavy over there. So, and I don't like the way, Leonard Ellerby be talking sometimes, like kind of talking down to the fans a little bit, pretty much telling us we're going to buy whatever they put out. That shit can be a little off-putting. And Ryan Garcia was talking that shit at the after the weigh-in yesterday about how, like, look, basically fuck the belts, and downplaying the belts. Even Bernard Hopkins did it. So I did see all this stuff, and it's like thinking about, like, damn, what about the old school fans like us that we care about those belts and that type of shit? I mean, I understand the politics, about it be a little bit too much, but at the same time, Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia has a shit ton of politics. So Oscar De La Hoya has already said he's going to do everything he in his power to make it happen. He said it this Thursday at the final press conference. But then he went on to throw a shot at Al Heyman, who manages, promotes, advises, or whatever, the head of, and founder of PBC. He went and threw a shot at him talking about, he likes to stop fights and everything. And then you have Ryan Garcia telling Tank Davis, who's the A side, what was going to have to happen at 140. So what Tank Davis and his team going to do. They're going to say, no, now we definitely going to make him fight at 135 now. Unless Tank Davis is like, nah, you know what? I want a little bit extra weight. Let's make it 136, 137. But I don't see that. I think they're going to try to make this shit at 135 because he's saying, like, he the A side, 140. It's just right now, I'm on the fence when if I see the fight happening next, in December when both of these fighters want to return. According to the poll that's in the chat right now, when 146 people voted, 36% say yes, they believe the fight is going to happen. 33% say no. 12% says they don't give a fuck. And 18% says they're hopeful but tired. Well, hopeful but weary. Haney Cambosos 2 is supposed to be happening in October. Teofimo Lopez is returning on August the 13th. By the way, I update the boxing schedule. Down below in the chat, look down below. Not down below in the description box. So click that description if you're watching on your phone, and then you'll see that I put the boxing schedule. Here, I'll show it to you. I put the boxing schedule down there. Doggone it. What am I doing? Make sure. By hold on, I'm fucking up. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm tripping. Hold on. I put the boxing schedule down below in the chat, doggone it. So look, even, you know, Showtime's at the top, you know, Top Rank, Sky Sports, The Zone, you know, only basically the major fights. And then I put the fight results down. And then you have these links right here for the WBC app powered by the Vive. Go, all this shit down here means something, damn it. And I'm tired of you guys not reading it. You guys show me no respect. My boxing rankings and this link right here, which I'm putting in the chat, is the link to my social media. All right. It's not even done. What the hell with it? So listen, I'm going to be back on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be, you know, here talking some boxing for about an hour. So I pick about 3-4 topics. Fight of the week next week is Isaac Dogbay and Joet Gonzalez on Top Rank on ESPN. We're going to be streaming during that main event. And then the month is going to close out with Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez Jr. We're trying to get to that fight. By the way, Donnell, I did see your text a few hours ago. And me and Mikey are taking care of all of that stuff on Monday morning is first on the docket. So we're trying to get to Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez as media. So to make sure I'm going to be here covering the fight and streaming during the main event. And then my colleague is going to be at the fight sending me content and post-fight presser footage. And we're also trying to get to Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman on August the 6th. So thank you for watching. I'm getting up out of here. I got to edit some videos and take my dog out. I haven't even ate. I've been sitting here since about 8 o'clock or so. It's now 1:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I was impressed with Ryan Garcia. You know, he's getting up there with me. But if I'm being honest, it's a 45% chance, in my opinion, that the Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis Ryan Garcia fight happens. And if it doesn't happen, we know that it's going to be broadcaster, not promotional shit, I don't believe, but broadcaster bullshit that's going to get in the way. Thanks for watching. Please drop a like before you go. And see you guys later. Please subscribe.